Welcome back to the Draft Brothers Prospect Analysis here on Last Stop Sports Talk, where I am once again joined by Kian and Cody Croft. The NFL Draft is quickly approaching, and there are some seriously undervalued offensive sleepers in this class that you guys should keep an eye on, whether that be for your fantasy football league, trying to get an upper edge, or your favorite team drafting them in the NFL Draft. Last episode was quarterbacks and running backs. Now we're doing our sleeper and my guy, wide receivers and tight ends.
Yeah, again, to reiterate what our my guys are, if you didn't watch the previous video, which you should go watch, we're going to go watch our quarterbacks and running back my guys. But these are guys that we want on our teams. Basically, no matter what, we would reach a round or two to go get the. Yeah,
we would reach around.
Yeah, we would we do the old reach around for them. We would reach for them in the NFL draft.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd reach a round or two.
We'd reach a round or two. Yeah.
We're off to a hot start here. But these are guys that we want on our team because we feel like they can be special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get started here just because,
Yes,
number one prospect.
You like every single wide receiver up there.
Not every single one. Just Marvin Harrison Jr. It's not that I'm in love with him. It's just, it goes without saying that he's a generational wide receiver prospect, and I think the hype is worth it, so I'm not going to go in any deeper. I just think that everything people say about him is true, and I think he's pretty safe as a prospect. So does anybody else have him as my guy?
I do not, actually.
He's not a my guy for me, but I feel the word that I hear him, for him a lot is like he's very like pro style, pro ready already.
Yep.
Like he's already a pro basically.
Which I agree with that.
Yep.
Second wide receiver, which I consider more of a my guy than Marvin Harrison, is Malik Nabers out of LSU, and I think he is able to put up a strong case for the number one receiver in this draft. If Marvin Harrison wasn't here, then it would be, I feel like, consensus almost Malik Nabers. I think Malik Nabers and Marvin Harrison Jr. are in their own tier, and then it's a teardrop rather than Rome Odunze being in there, like people say.
How rude.
Yeah, so
I agree. Sorry about it. I got Malik Nabers as my guy, too.
Yeah, so just quickly, you guys can go watch the wide receivers 1 through 5 prospect analysis to get the fuller in-depth of these, but Malik Nabers is just great after the catch, great hands, great body control, stellar athlete, dominated from a young age, route running's great, ball tracker, ball hawk, concentration, smooth, all that, and my comparison is Antonio Brown. Anything to add, Cody?
I think you pretty much summed it up with Malik there. But yeah, like you said, go check out our other wide receiver videos. You can probably see a bunch of these guys that we broke down a little bit closer, at least for 1 to 15. Yeah, I agree. I think Malik Nabers is a strong, I would not be surprised if someone decided to take him one last minute. I think he's got a good case for it. He's just very, very talented.
Yeah, so Malik Nabers gets the first double tag my guy of this video.
Oh, yeah.
Kian, you want to go next?
Yeah, so we're filling out the full top 3 wide receivers here on this show because I know that you guys aren't as high on Rome Odunze out of Washington, but I am. Rome Odunze is a my guy for me. Just dude who understands the game. He knows how to get his body into perfect position to make those contested catches. Those catches are more like, they're like 90-10 catches. He's going to be catching that ball. I know that he had a good quarterback with a good arm throwing him the ball, Michael Penix Jr., but I was even impressed with his contact balance after the catch. He's not particularly fast or quick, but he's gonna churn his way into use his strength and break some tackles. He's not gonna blow you away with his movement skills like Malik Nabers or his just all-around pro-style readiness like Marvin Harrison Jr. But I think that Rome Odunze has the strength and willpower and just knowledge about the game of football to be a successful wide receiver in the NFL. And I think he's deserving to be in the tier with Malik Nabers and Marvin Harrison Jr., in my opinion.
Yeah, so I guess pick your favorite analyst and just go with their receiver.
Yeah.
So the next my guy that I have, which was also previously broken down, is Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU. I'm not super high on this guy as I am Malik Nabers, but I still think that for his size, he has great athleticism, yak ability, and he understands the game well to be able to dominate and possibly put up a good fight for a wide receiver 1 on a team. Also, I'm kind of deciding to make him my guy because I believe that LSU is taking over as wide receiver university in college, taking the title from Ohio State. So I think they're going to continue to produce great receivers like they have in Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and these two guys in Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. as well.
Yeah, and I guess I'll go next because that's next on the list. I got Adonai Mitchell as my guy out
we're
of Texas.
covering all of
We're
them.
getting them all.
Wow.
So strong receiver class. But no, I like Adonai too as a my guy. Good size, clean and crisp in his routes. Good speed for deep threats too. Big red zone threat guy. He's just he's electric to watch. He's fun. He's fast. Play speed looks fast, and he's got a lot of skills that I think will work well in the NFL. I think he's a pretty NFL ready guy, and I think he's gonna. I know he's already ranked 5 or around there somewhat, but I think he can succeed above that. Wherever he gets drafted, I think he can go out and be very successful in the NFL.
Yeah, scouts always talk about Adonai Mitchell. Like, he hasn't exactly put up the production in a statistical category yet, but he's got the potential and the size and the build and movement skills to be a wide receiver 1 is what people believe.
Yep.
Well, I guess we're just going to continue going right down the list because Lad McConkey out of Georgia is a my guy for me. Aside from his injury concerns, this is a guy that I love, and if he goes to the right team, I think he will dominate. Once again, previously broken down, so I don't need to do it again, but I just think that he screams Cooper Kupp to me.
Why?
Something about like the NFL skill set.
Okay.
I believe.
Maybe yards after catch.
Could be that
Maybe,
as well. Yeah, strong catcher,
Good
acceleration.
Good
yeah.
suddenness to him. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think Kean likes him.
No.
But I mean, he was competing with Brock Bowers for targets, but he was still the wide receiver 1, not receiver 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he just kind of seems like a quarterback's best friend to me working out of the slot, similar to Julian Edelman as well.
Well, let me just keep it going and go down to wide receiver 7, Xavier Worthy out of Texas, the other Texas wide receiver. We touched on it in a previous video, wide receiver 6 through 10 video with Lad McConkey there. Just insane stop and go ability to make those sharp cuts and make defenders miss on top of his insane speed. Now, he is a smaller receiver at 165 pounds, but he knows how to win with that. He just insane movement skills. He can win down the field deep. You can also just get him the ball in open space and let him go to work because nobody's catching him, and he's gonna juke you out of your shoes. And I love Xavier Worthy. He feels different than all the other speed receivers who get drafted really highly, like John Ross and Henry Ruggs and everything. Like, Xavier Worthy feels like he possesses more skills.
Yeah, he's kind of a multi-tool player.
Yes.
Punt returner, deep threat, crosser. He's small, but he's got a lot of that ability in him.
Mm-hmm.
He was a my guy for me as well until he ran the 4.21, and then I had to drop him down to just a half my guy. So I'm not willing to give him the double my guy tag like we did Malik Neighbors.
Too much hype scared you away.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I do believe him. I think we're done going down the list now.
Yeah, now we're breaking off and skipping a few guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that's
we
what he
aren't
meant by
jumping.
that.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who's next, but I got for a half my guy because I couldn't bring myself fully around, but I still had to give him at least a shout and a half my guy, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah,
Out of Florida.
I was so close.
Yeah, so I had to give him a half. I couldn't come all the way around, but he's just too talented. He's got subtle little jukes, subtle jabs to get enough space from corners to make that catch. He's got great hands, and he's got possibly the best catch in college football ever.
And then he gets rocked afterwards.
Sandwiched by two
And
dudes.
he stands up like
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I made the catch, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's next play.
Yeah, but then the corner's like shaking his head. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it just great body control and adjustment, and we broke him down too in the 6 through 10 wide receiver video. But he's definitely more quick than he is fast. But he's got all the moves that a wide receiver would want: jukes, jabs, stutter steps, and he's also one of those multi-tool players too. He can be a deep threat, a slot guy. He can be used in gadget plays and a punt returner, and he seems to have pretty good knowledge on where to sit in the middle of the field too for finding the open spot. So yeah, I like him as a half my guy.
And for all those reasons you said, I have Ricky Pearsall out of Florida as a full my guy.
Here we go. I like it.
Yeah, I'm excited for his future in the NFL, and I hope a team uses him in that gadget role, very versatile role, like he can excel.
Like he can, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess next on the list is like Roman Wilson, Xavier Legette, anybody?
Xavier Legette.
Xavier, I thought so. That's why I wanted to mention.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's a my guy for me. Xavier Legette out of South Carolina. Crazy speed and burst for his size. Super athletic and physical. Strong hands. Great hands catcher. He's very good. He's good at a lot of stuff too. Maybe could work on route running. He's not smooth in that, but he's effective everywhere on the field. He's athletic, physical, and can make defenders miss, or he can make a miss and then he can outrun the secondary. Even though he's a bigger guy, he's got insane downfield speed, and he's got one of the reasons I really like him is because he's got a lot of room to grow, as this was his first year with over 30 targets. So I see that as a positive, and like this guy proved, like when you get the targets, he's electric and can make the most out of them. So yeah, Xavier gets one of my guys for sure.
Anybody else in the top 15 that we already analyzed?
Yeah, I think the last guy in the top 15 that I have is Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky. Again, already touched on him in the wide receivers 11 through 15 video, but built at 5'11", 215 pounds. The Deebo Samuel comps are just everywhere. You hear him everywhere, and I mean, you can see why. He's not Deebo Samuel, but he's like a Deebo Samuel light. I love any guy who's got that insane contact balance to shake off defenders and keep those legs running strong at any position, like especially at wide receiver where you're shaking off corners. Like these guys can't tackle you, so just get the ball to him in open space and let him go to work. And pretty impressive speed too at 215 pounds. But I am just excited to see how teams are going to use him in whatever role they put him in, because get the ball in his hands and he'll make a splash for you.
All right, getting out of the top 15 into new guys that we have not analyzed. I'll get us started off here. Wide receiver 19 on the NFL mock draft consensus database is Malik Washington.
Yep.
Out of Virginia. You have him as well?
Yeah, me too.
Cody?
No, I don't have him.
Okay. Well, Malik Washington gets the second double my guy tag of the day. I love his short area burst, maintains speed through his turns, good focus. He's great in contested catches, especially for his size. He is smaller. He has great contact balance, and this enhances his yards after the catch. And one of the things I love most about him is he has great toughness.
Yes.
And then on top of all of this, just out of curiosity, I went and gave it a look, and PFF graded him out very well, I believe, as well. So
I think he led all receivers this past season in receiving yards. I think he might have been the highest graded wide receiver by PFF this past season.
Wow.
In the
No,
NCAA.
I thought it was Blake
He might have led
Neighbors.
the ACC. He might have led the
Oh,
ACC.
okay, yeah, you're right.
It
He
was
did
like
lead the
1,400 some
ACC.
yards or something.
As far as wide receiver grades this year, loading. But anyways, let me just touch on Malik Washington. He's built like a running back at 5'8.5", 191 pounds. So very short guy, but a well-built guy. Just like Carson said, great contact balance to break tackles consistently. That's why I love him. Everybody knows that. But even great acceleration and burst after the catch to get up to his full speed nearly immediately. It's kind of slower to accelerate after breaking a tackle just because of his small size. He can't exactly absorb contact as well as a bigger built Malachi Corley can and keep running. Kind of has to recelerate.
Yeah, not very much momentum.
Re-accelerate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Not very much momentum. Yeah. Not inertia. Not talking about inertia. Learned our lesson. But quicker than he is fast. Kind of lacks the long speed in my opinion. He kind of can get run down by defensive backs who probably have the stride length on him. And didn't really have to make contested catches very often. It's just one more negative, just because he's used for screens and short breaking routes pretty often. But this guy's a playmaker, another playmaker, and very quick. I don't know how I said it.
Quick.
Yeah, quick, and good contact balance as well.
He's also a pretty good ball tracker downfield, which is impressive. So for that reason, I have his NFL comparison as Brandon Cooks, and I have him as this year's Tank Dell of the draft.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, and you were correct that Malik Washington was ranked number 2 in all of the NCAA behind Malik Neighbors in receiving grade, according to PFF this
The
season.
Maliks went off this year.
The Maliks, they carried. I guess next on the list is wide receiver 20, Brendan Rice, and he's my guy for me. It has nothing to do with the fact that his dad is Jerry Rice. Let me just state that right off the jump. He is not Jerry Rice.
He was close for me to being my guy.
Yeah.
Me as well.
And it might have something to do with Jerry Rice being his dad. Sorry about it. But not for like the simple reasons. It's for the mental reasons. He's seen it done.
Yeah.
And he knows how it is to be a pro. I'm sure he knows how to work. He knows the work ethic.
He grew up around the NFL lifestyle.
Yep, so that's my reason for that. But you can go ahead with him. He was only close for me.
I liked what I saw on the field from Brendan Rice.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't care that Jerry Rice is his dad. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool conversation starter at a bar. But but long, powerful strides to continuously accelerate past defensive backs. His top speed looks kind of average, but he's just like a strong runner who like gains speed with every step. He only ran a 4.50 in the 40-yard dash, so that kind of describes him well. Faster than he is quick, so kind of slow to accelerate, like I said. But it takes him a little bit, but it's like continuously though. Strength to get himself into position to win those contested catches, but he's like more likely to break tackles than make defenders miss. He uses like stiff arms and legs to keep. He uses his stiff arms and keeps his legs churning to through contact, but also can make some surprisingly effective cuts to make some defenders miss sometimes. But he plays bigger than his 6'2", 208-pound frame, which is why I liked him. Yeah, just strength to get into the position. He seems to know how to do that. Maybe it is because his dad taught him that, but I was impressed with what I saw from Brendan Rice. Not really a lateral threat to juke you out of your shoes, but strong receiver who is effective.
Yeah.
I also really like Brendan Rice, but the reason I couldn't bring him to be my guy is because a lot of his production came in the out of play
Yes.
stuff. Like he's a product of Caleb Williams. And
Thanks, Caleb.
yeah, most times he wasn't running like his production wasn't NFL like comparable like Marvin Harrison is.
Right.
He was often Caleb Williams would roll out, create time,
Yes.
broken play, and he would find the open spot. So I didn't see enough film of him in that running routes and creating separation himself in that sense to declare him my guy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because corners are different in the NFL.
They are different, yeah.
And broken plays
Yeah.
are very easy to get open on. So
Yep.
Well, I also have another guy, wide receiver 22 actually, Jamari Thrash out of Louisville. I loved watching Jamari Thrash. He's just good speed and quickness. He only ran a 4.46 in the 40-yard dash at the combine, but yeah, I don't care. This guy's got good speed on the field, good speed and quickness, I would say.
Good name, too.
Yeah, Thrash.
Yeah,
That's
good
just
name.
cool, yeah.
isn't that the guy's name off of Hunger Games?
Thrash. PETA?
The one from District 11.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyways, he's also got good acceleration to get up to that top speed pretty quickly. Good stop and go ability as well to make defenders miss after the catch. He can stop on a dime. Good contact balance as well too. And he's not even a very big guy at the combine.
That's small.
Yeah, at the combine. Let me go get his weight real quick.
His Hunger Games guy's name is Thresh.
You were so close.
Yes, District 11. He was Rue's teammate.
Rue. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Good
Rue
to know.
was.
Yeah.
Rue was the friend of Katniss. Yep. Still stalling till I get his weight. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, Jamari Thrash at the combine. He was not overly big. He's 6 feet tall, 188 pounds.
Okay.
But he's able to shake off tacklers and keep those legs churning. Didn't really have to make contested. Another guy who didn't really have to make contested catches very often because a lot of times he was like put in motion or ran short routes sometimes. But put in motion is a lot that happens. Or guys put receivers in motions a lot in the NFL now, especially in the Shanahan style offense, just to get them open releases.
Yep.
And even sometimes he just created his own separation, and I was just impressed with his abilities. He looks very fluid. He's like a very fluid player. Looks very smooth. But I liked what I saw from Jamari Thrash out of Louisville.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. You guys?
I'm done with receivers. So this is all
too.
All right, these are all sleepers. So the next guy I'm going to mention is, let's see, what number is he? That's 22, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Math.
8.
Yep.
9, 10. We're a very transparent podcast. So this is wide receiver 30 currently. He on the big board. He is ranked 209 overall, and his name is Jaquan Jackson, out of Tulane. He played for Michael Pratt. I believe it's why Michael Pratt looks so good, because I wasn't a big Michael Pratt guy myself. I know that Michael Pratt is supposed to be like a third-round receiver or third-round quarterback or something, or fourth round, but I wasn't super impressed. Well, I was more impressed with his receiver, who is Jaquan Jackson. And for anybody who's trying to spell it out there, that's JHA''Quan.
Nice.
Out of Tulane, like I said, great acceleration to get up to his top speed nearly immediately. Good and steady top speed as well once he gets up to it. 4.42 40-yard dash, displayed it well. Often used as a deep threat. So on his film, it's like he didn't have a very big variety of routes, but he would just easily sprint past defensive backs to gain separation. Makes quick and decisive cuts to make defenders miss after the catch, which also makes him a great punt returner. He just whenever I was watching him, he just looks like the most elusive player on the field. Which, like, in Tulane's conference, whatever conference that is, pretty small D1 conference, though. Obviously, that kind of makes sense how he looks like the most elusive player on the field, but it still matters because he looked explosive, and I liked watching him play. And he's only 5'9", 188 pounds, but still pretty good contact balance. He's probably going to be a slot wide receiver, like a vertical slot wide receiver who just runs deep routes, and a punt returner. But I think right now he's projected to go in the 6th round of the NFL draft. Correct, 6th round of the NFL draft. And fact-checking myself.
Correct myself.
Yeah, fact-checking myself. Very transparent podcast. But also another guy who just rarely had to make open catches because he was purposely given the ball in the open space because most elusive guy on the field.
Kind of reminds me of Calvin Austin, the third.
Yeah. I think that's a very good comp.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
Yeah, just a guy who's explosive and fast and
small.
Yeah, small.
Nice. Small.
Okay, moving down the list, just some more sleepers that I wanted to give you guys who would be considered my guys at 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Wide receiver 35. We're down in the deep. And put your boots on, boys. We're getting deep into shit.
We're going to need some waiters real quick.
Anyways, wide receiver 35 is wide receiver Isaiah Williams out of Illinois. Now, this guy began his career at Illinois as a quarterback. So this is a guy who came in like Jacoby Myers style. He's like Jacoby Myers at NC State. They're like, you're not going to be able to play quarterback here, so we're going to switch you over to slot receiver, which is what they did for Isaiah Williams. And I think it worked out pretty darn well. At 5'9", 182 pounds, that's a very short quarterback for one thing coming in.
Yeah,
he's probably a very mobile quarterback style, but you can see like his speed is only average, his quickness is only average. At the 40-yard dash in the combine, he ran a 4.63, so that's not very good. That's quarterback level.
Especially for that size.
Yeah, for that size too. Average acceleration as well. But surprisingly good ability to win contested catches with concentration and strong hands. This guy has strong hands to just make that catch. If the ball is thrown, if he's probably going to get separation too, to give the quarterback a good window. He's just got sharp and decisive cuts to make defenders miss after the catch, which also makes him a good punt returner as well. He just doesn't have the speed that Jaquan Jackson has. But again, pretty good contact balance to break tackles, but he's also aided by the sharp cuts that he makes to cause those attempted tacklers to not hit him squarely. So like it's not like he's not going to plow you over. He's more, I'm going to make a quick cut and maybe you'll contact me, but I'm going to stay standing because you didn't hit me very hard. But he just always seems calm and in control of his body is what it looked like. He seems like I think whenever wide receivers who came from the quarterback position always seem to have a good understanding of where they need to be.
Yeah, where they need to be.
Yeah, because from playing quarterback, you know where you want your wide receiver to be. You see the open space. So these kind of wide receivers, like Isaiah Williams out of Illinois, he just knows where he needs to be. He's just smart, calm, controlled, and I think he could probably be a good slot receiver in the NFL. Now, he's probably going to go like 7th round if he's even drafted at all. Might be undrafted, but...
Yeah, could be a good pickup, especially undrafted. Definitely can make an impact on a special package or something like that.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Do you have one more?
I got one more.
One more.
One more. Hang in there, folks.
There we go.
Because this guy is wide receiver 36. And this guy probably will get drafted because of the new kickoff rule. This guy is electric on the kick return. His name is Ledietrich Griffin.
Nice.
He also goes by Tulu. But Tulu Griffin out of Mississippi State, electric on the kick return. Just great acceleration to get up to his full speed nearly immediately. If he catches the ball standing stationary, like on a screen or something, he just immediately turns on the jets and he's gone. 4.43 40-yard dash. He can plant hard to change directions on a dime and make defenders miss. Even at full speed, he doesn't even lose that much speed, which is what makes him a great punt returner. He can just cut and keep running, sprinting. Pretty good contact balance as well to keep those legs running when he takes hits, and he can make catches outside of his frame that is 5'10", 181 pounds. So he's not overly big, and he just holds on through contact. And the reason that he's going to get drafted, like I said, is because of this new kickoff rule. Guys are actually going to be given a chance to kick return, and he averaged 30.4 yards per.
Well said.
Averaged 30.4 yards per kick return over his 4 seasons, with a 100-yard touchdown return in 2021 and a 92-yard touchdown return in 2022. But I think that he also has the ability to play wide receiver as well, and not just be a return man, because he showcased it in one game this season that really stuck out. He set Mississippi State's single-game receiving record with 256 receiving yards against South Carolina this season. That was on 7 receptions.
Jeez.
7 receptions, 256 receiving yards. This guy is just electric after the catch. Just get the ball in his hands, whether that be on a kick return or maybe a short route or a deep route. Just let him run, and he's going to be good for you. But yeah, Ledietrich Tulu Griffin.
Now, with you liking these shorter, quick slot guys, why, I don't know if you remember watching him, but why do you not like Anthony Gold?
That guy, Anthony Gold, let me just go up to my notes on him. Anthony Gold, he's only 5'8", 174. Now, I know that I like smaller guys, so that's not why I didn't like him. He just didn't really try to make defenders miss or break he didn't really break tackles after the catch. If you like... you don't really have to listen too closely to hear me. Like, every time that I mention a my guy, I say that they have at least pretty good contact balance, where they have the ability to break tackles. Anthony Gold he just seems like so small that he just can't really do it. And I'm scared that first contact he's going to go down. And I like my guys to kind of fight through that contact and keep moving.
Yeah.
Now, a guy that can do that, which I'm surprised you don't have, and I think at least deserves a shout out, is wide receiver. Wide receiver, he's consensus 147 overall, and his peak was 63, and that is Ainias Smith out of Texas A&M.
Yeah.
This is another guy that reminds me a lot of Deebo Samuel. I'm just surprised you don't have him.
It was the speed and quickness and acceleration that were all to me, they looked average. That really threw me off. I think he can sometimes break tackles. He does have that ability, but I guess I didn't see it as consistently as I would have liked. Didn't have to make contested catches very often, but that's like most of the guys that I said I liked. But yeah, for Ainias Smith, he does deserve a shout out because he's got great ball carrier vision, in my opinion. He makes some strategic cuts through lanes into open space the whole way down the field. He doesn't really sprint down the field with blazing speed. Like I said, speed is average. But he's patient and smart to gain every yard that he can, which is what makes him a great punt returner. But yeah, I couldn't get there on Ainias Smith. It was the lack of speed that threw me off.
And I think he will be utilized as a return man
He
in the
will
league.
be. Yeah, he's another guy who'll be drafted and put in that position.
Yep. Moving on to tight ends, starting off with, I believe, is a triple my guy for us.
Triple, my guy.
Yep,
yeah.
and that is Brock Bowers out of Georgia.
Yes, sir.
We went into great depth with him on the tight ends 1 through 5 video, so go check that out if you want to hear all of that. But just briefly, I think he's the best tight end prospect of all time. He's a wide receiver in a tight end's body. He has everything you want in a receiver, from the route running to the hands to the yards after catch.
Experience,
dominating from a young age. NFL name, Brock Bowers. And he's as NFL ready as they come. Very safe prospect.
Yeah, 100%.
Very well said.
I think him being a my guy for all of us kind of goes without saying, as everyone seems to be high on him, and if they aren't, then I think they should be.
Yeah.
And I think the next my guy for you two is tight end 5, correct?
Yeah, a dual my guy.
Yep.
Tight end 5, Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State. You can go ahead and give
Yep,
us.
tight end 5 should be tight end 2 of this class. 100%. Jack of all trades, master of none. We went over that too in the tight ends episode, but he's just good at everything. Not incredible at any one thing, but good at everything. Blocking, catching ability, yak. Just he does a lot of it. He's just impressive to watch. Good size, reliable pass catcher that can catch it from anywhere on the field. He's just yak guy, like I said, and he also got good size too. He's not as big as what people may think of a typical tight end, but he plays bigger than he is. He's 6'4", 250, so still good size, but plays bigger. Just all around great prospect. I'm super excited to see him in the NFL.
Absolutely. Kian, you want to give us your first sleeper?
Yeah. So my guy for the tight end class is currently tight end number 7. Yes, tight end number 7, which is Jaheim Bell out of Florida State.
Okay.
Now, this guy is not your typical tight end. As I said before we went on air, this guy is basically like a Chico Okonkwo type. He's more of what you would call like an H-back, which is like a guy that, honestly, he like lines up a step behind the offensive line, to break it down into simpler terms, and is just a guy that they give the ball to him in the flat or on screens. They put him in motion, and he's just a versatile playmaker. Just good speed and quickness for a tight end. Great acceleration to get up to his top speed nearly immediately. Unique ability to cut and change directions for a tight end to make defenders miss. He can maneuver through open lanes in the defense with some quick feet. Now, Jaheim Bell was the small receiver as tight end. He was the small receiver on his team behind with Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman there as wide receivers. So Jaheim Bell was the short guy, and he was 6'2", 241. Sometimes he shakes off an attempted tackler. I'd say it's about a 50-50 chance that he's breaking that tackle. But like, what really is impressive for him is that he has that cutting ability to make defenders miss. Like, he's not the strongest to run through a tackler like you would want from a tight end, but he's an H-back. He's more of like a fullback type, I guess, just not a blocker. But he was also, what's really interesting about his play style is he was given 73 rushing attempts in 2022. So, which is 73 rushing attempts in the 2022 season. Now, that was at South Carolina, I want to say. I think that's where he was previously.
Yeah.
But you're not going to rely on this guy to make contested catches for you. Just give him the ball out in the flat or on screens for some tight end screens, and he's just an athletic playmaker, and he'll make some plays.
I guess I'll let you just keep going down the list.
I only have 2 more guys.
Oh, only 2. Okay.
Only 2 more. Tight end. Jaheim Bell did play at South Carolina previously.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving down the list, let's see. Jaheim Bell was 7, so 8, 9. Number 10, tight end number 10 is Eric All out of Iowa. So this guy previously played for Michigan, and then he transferred over to Iowa, and I think he did it for the better because he saw that he saw that Jim Harbaugh just wanted to use his tight ends over in Michigan to block, basically. Yeah. Unless your name is Colson Loveland, is that his name?
Sure.
Yeah, something Loveland.
Yeah, he'll be the tight end next year to talk about. But anyways, Eric All, Iowa. He tore his ACL in October of 2023, so he didn't finish out the season. But this guy's just got soft and strong hands. He reels in those catches so smoothly from all ball placements, which is how he wins contested catches, just with smooth, strong hands. Good acceleration to get up to his top speed quickly. Good speed and quickness, at least for a tight end. Surprising long speed to get vertical and run with defensive backs. And then also he's got impressively quick and nimble feet to make sharp and effective cuts before and after the catch. Kind of moves like a wide receiver, even at 6'4", 252 pounds. He's more likely to make a defender miss than break a tackle, though. He's just more shifty than he is strong, which is kind of weird for you to see from a tight end. But he's currently ranked 170 overall, like I said, tight end 10, and currently projected to be a 5th-round pick. And I got one more tight end for you guys, a sleeper, if he's given a shot. At 189 overall, currently projected to be a 6th-round pick, it is Tanner McLaughlin out of Arizona. I I loved what I saw from Tanner McLaughlin, former wide receiver. So he's got the movement skills, movement abilities to get open, and he's also got length too. 6'4", 6'5", 244 pound. Oh my gosh, 6'5", 244 pounds. There we go.
Nailed it.
Very large catch radius though, with sticky hands, which is how he wins contested catches. Just long arms them.
Careful.
Yeah. But impressively good straight line speed that comes from being a former wide receiver. He just catches the ball, turns, and then turns on the jets and pulls away from linebackers easily. He can't make the sharpest cuts at full speed, but he makes some subtle cuts that are effective enough when added to his good top speed. Pretty good contact balance to absorb contact from attempted tacklers and stay upright, but he's often slowed down by contact because he weighed in at the combine at 244, but he probably played more closer to 235 or something. Like I said, former wide receiver, he's not as strong as a normal tight end, not going to be used as a blocker, but he often bounces off upper body tackles, and then his long gangly legs get tripped up by lower body tackles. But just a long, fast, good athlete who I think can be a good receiving tight end if he's given a shot.
I don't have any other my guys for tight ends, but I do have 2 honorable mentions that
have at it.
deserve a little recognition. So my first one is Dallin Hooker
Yeah.
out of Colorado State. So he is very tall. He's a typical large tight end, and he's a smooth receiver as well. But I just think he leaves a lot to be desired in the blocking department.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided not to give him the my guy tag. And then a guy that showed out in the combine, Devin Culp. He ran one of the fastest tight end 40 times ever.
It was 4.47.
Yeah, which is very comparable to Evan Ingram, who I have as a comparison here. I have him as a larger Evan Ingram or a faster Chika Okonkwo. He has great speed, good route running, good yak for a tight end. He's actually surprisingly good in contested catches and jump balls as well. I just think he's good, but he's not super spectacular or anything, and more than likely he won't be given a shot on an NFL team.
Yeah.
So.
And he wasn't even really given a shot on his own team in Washington because he had 3 NFL caliber wide receivers in front of him.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. So.
Yeah.
But I do like Dallin Hooker. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Tyler Higbee, just more athletic
Yeah.
Nice.
and not as good blocking. So
Yeah.
I think that wraps up our wide receiver and tight end my guys.
Yeah.
So go see our quarterback and running back my guys if you haven't already. Keep an eye out for the live stream that we're doing during the NFL draft. We're all super excited for that. You can tune in to that. We'll be breaking down every pick, giving what pick we think what the team should go, what their team needs are. We would have our rankings by then, so we can give what our highest ranked consensus and individual prospect at each position is at that time. You guys can ask us any questions you have down in the comments now, or you can tune to the live stream and ask us there, and we'll answer them live. Anything else from you guys?
We'll also have defensive my guys. We'll be highlighting all the defensive players that we like and we want on our team, and also some 8 my guys, some guys that we don't want on our team. We've already bashed some of them already, and they'll be bashed again on that episode.
Yeah.
Watch your shins.
Yeah. Anything else from you, Cody?
No, just like and share and comment and let us know anything you guys want to see or us to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks for tuning in to this one, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next one as well. See you then.